and it's time for full-time MMA in the morning. Before we get started, I see my dog Jack the Stripper already in the chat. He said, "Numero uno, we going live, boss." MMA in the morning. Before we get, gotta hit the mute on that. What's up? What's up, brother? We also got Pat in the building. Let's go, boys. King of Chaos taking it this weekend or what, man? I'm telling you, he's about to do his thing. But we got some breaking news. This literally just came out. Yoel Romero missed weight as far as championship weight is concerned, but he does have 2 hours to make 1 pound. Hopefully, he'll be able to make it. But if he was not able to lose this pound in these 2 hours, he won't be able to win the title if he beats Robert Whittaker. And, but I wonder, also because if you think about the stat of fighters that have missed weight this year, they're 7-1. Molly McCain was the first one to fighter to miss weight and lose her fight. Other than that, we had all 7 fighters that missed weight win their fights, but he's pretty close to weight. So I don't know if that really even, comes into place here. And he could also still make weight. He's got 2 hours to lose 1 pound, but as of right now, Yoel Romero did not make championship weight for UFC 225. He would have made weight for any other fight. He came in at 186, but championship weight, you have to come in at 185. So we'll see what happens. I'm hopefully he can lose this 1 pound in these 2 hours, and this won't be much of an issue. But other than that, man, we also had some news overnight, man. What up, Stamina MC in the building? Oh, this was interesting. Oh, speaking of, let's go. We got to get this UFC 225 hype started off, man, because it's Friday. You ain't got no job, and I'm gonna get you hyped today. No, check this out. I saw this article and I was like, I saw this actual AMA on Reddit when Kevin Lee was doing it. It was pretty dope. But specifically where he talks about CM Punk on here, man, I'm confident, hashtag War Punk. Kevin Lee might have gave us that boat of confidence we need, man. Let me see if I can just find this CM Punk question. CM Punk. All right, here it is. He said, here's the question. How would you fare against CM Punk? He says, that can't be a real question. I go over to Rufus Sport and cross-train a lot. I try and help the guy out. He needed. He said, how do you see him doing versus Mike Jackson? Kevin Lee said, Mike Jackson's a reporter, and his parents aren't very creative people. It don't look good for him. Let's fucking go. Hashtag War Punk, the Motown feed on us. Fuck I'm talking about. That's what I needed. Let's go. Also, though, I don't know much about this subject yet, but Dana White has claimed George St. Pierre is retired as far as he's concerned, but George St. Pierre's managers denied it. And also, I just saw Eric Spicely on Twitter was like, he's not training like he's retired. So we've saw this before from Dana White, right? Like, I don't think GSP wants to fight. Like, I know when guys want to come back and fight, and GSP don't want to fight. And GSP later came back to fight Michael Bisping. Also, I think he said the ship on George St. Pierre and Michael Bisping sailed. So you know how that goes, man. But this is what I believe Dana White had to say. He said, we've been talking about a fight with GSP, but GSP is retired. As far as I'm concerned, GSP is retired right now. He's not interested in fighting anybody. He was on Ariel Helwani's show a few weeks ago and on Joe Rogan's podcast a couple weeks ago during a 3-hour interview. He never said he was retired. The dude who was interviewing him said he mentioned on both what would interest him. On both interviews, he said exactly why he had no interest for the Diaz fight. He explained all his reasoning. So this could also be, if you think about it, George St. Pierre or Dana White on the UFC Unfiltered podcast said they were working on GSP and Nate Diaz, right? He's looked, so clearly they're trying to get one, if not both of them, in some sort of fight sometime soon. And GSP got on the podcast and gave us the reasons why he wouldn't take those fights right now. But that being said, if you're the UFC and you're trying to book GSP, well, when is he going to come back and fight? So Dana White could be, trying to put the pressure a little bit on GSP, maybe with the fans or something like that. But GSP is real smart. He usually knows when this is going on. You know what I'm saying? So interesting. But let's see what his manager had to. Was that what his manager actually? Was that what his manager said? Okay, yeah, that's what his manager said that we just read. So he said he explained all of his reasoning. That's what he was talking about. So interesting. We'll see what happens with that when GSP does come back. If he's not going to fight Nate Diaz, there was talks of that mini lightweight tournament. That would have been crazy. Mini lightweight tournament with like Nate Diaz versus GSP, Conor McGregor versus Habib, and then the winners fight the winners. Hell, I say the losers even fight the losers. Let's do, you know, that's like the 4 of the UFC's biggest stars in one weight class. That would be crazy. But what else we got? My guy, Pat Pump, let's go. Yankee my dandy doodle said, how much did Romero miss by Rockhold? I don't know off the top of my head. I want to say 3.5 pounds. Yoel Romero misses weight to Rockhold. That's so UFC 221. Fine for missing weight this year. 188 pounds. So yeah. 3 pounds, and then he came in at 187, so 2.7. So yeah, 3 pounds. Alan Joe. Oh, this is interesting right here. Alan Joban says Yair Rodriguez situation influenced him to take the fight in Hamburg. Dana, hey, it's funny if you listen to Dana White on the UFC Unfiltered podcast. He said, "Yeah, I'm not fucking around anymore. Hey, these fighters better recognize Yair Rodriguez can get cut. Nobody is safe. You better take one or two of these fights you get offered, brother. Ain't no sitting out for too long anymore." Dana White is not fucking around. But this is what Alan Joban had to say. I'll be completely honest with you. I was not excited about Germany. I turned it down because this is the thing. I was looking for a fight, and I didn't know who I wanted to fight, but I needed a timeline that I was going to be healed. And then obviously I wanted a close destination. I knew I was going to be ready around July. So I was asking for July 6th or 7th in Vegas. You know I'm in LA. I'm based in LA. Vegas is right here. And there was some exciting fights on those cards. So that's what I was asking for. And then I saw August 4th and the Staples Center got put on the map. And I was like, if I can't get in Vegas, let me get in the Staples Centers in LA. So, you know, a lot of fighters might want to fight close to where they're from. You know, a lot of them might want to fight at home, might want to fight in Vegas, might want to fight on a big card. Then I was like, you better take your ass to Hamburg, bro. You better get your ass to Hamburg. You better take your ass to Singapore. You better pull a Donald Cerrone, anyone, anywhere, any place. We ain't got time to be picking and choosing the best cards for every single person in the UFC. But you really tell me, y'all saw what happened to Yair. You think you're better than Yair? Hell, we need the Mexican market. Y'all saw what happened. Dana White is not fucking around. Let's see what he had to say about Yair Rodriguez. He said, so I went back to them. I was pissed. I was like, hell no, why am I going to Germany? You know why I am flying 18 hours and spending all this money on flights and hotels when I could fight right at home, you know, or in Vegas. So I turned it down, man. I turned down the fight. And this is the same timeline the stuff was going on with Yair Rodriguez when he turned down the fight and they cut him. And some other guys were having trouble getting fights and matchmaking. I know a lot of guys I trained with that were saying they're having a tough time getting fights. So this is all going on at that time. And I feel like this is the UFC's in a position right now where they kind of want to use their authority. They kind of want to use their power trip at the moment and tell guys what they want them to do. So, you know, he's being smart and recognizing what's going on. Like, okay, this isn't the time for me to you think I have leverage against the UFC. I'm going to fuck around and be in Bellator before I know it. I ain't mad at Alan Joban. So he's going to be fighting at UFC Hamburg. UFC Hamburg, I forget who that's headlined off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, Ozdemir and Shogun. That's interesting. David Branch versus Jacare. David Branch says he's signed to fight Jacare. That's going to be a good fight if it comes to – who did Jacare just fight? Kelvin Gastelum, right? And that was a really close split decision. Okay, David Branch versus Jacare. I'm definitely interested in that fight. Who was David Branch supposed to fight before they were either injured or got pulled out? Jacob De La Cruz said, full-time, much love, best card since 216. Oh, yeah, bro. UFC 225 is the most stacked card of the year for sure. Forward thinking to dead-ass hype like a mofo for this fight. 0 pull-out, 0 missed weights, 1 fool about to go to sleep. Hashtag might light work, hashtag war punk. Let's fucking go, hashtag war punk. I'm telling you right now, we might see a power bomb in this bitch. All right, I'm just kidding, but he is about to – we're about to see something, man. I really, this is my dream scenario. Hopefully it'd be nice to see some CM Punk stand up. You know, that'd be nice to see CM Punk come show a little stand up, get a takedown and a submission. My dream scenario is CM Punk winning by submission. But if he can win a decision, that'd be really impressive as well. But I would love if he won by submission. Darren B in the building, squeak, squeak. God damn, you got like 30 accounts, bro. It is what it is. Given Sure Name said, Yoel makes weight for 20 years, and all of a sudden he can't. The last fight versus Luke Rockhold, it was sort of a it was a short notice fight. Like, he took it on like 1 month notice because it was supposed to be Whitaker versus Rockhold. But now versus Robert Whitaker, yeah, there's a lot of fighters missing. Like Kevin Lee, he only missed weight one time. He was like, this is my first time in my career. There's been a lot of fighters lately missing weight for their first times in their careers. And, you know, Dana White talked a little bit about it. That's kind of why they're changing the UFC back to the old weigh-ins. You know, he was like, fighters are trying to take advantage of it. And so now we're having a lot more fighters miss weight. So, but yeah, Yoel Romero just missed weight. But he might make weight. He still got 2 hours to cut 1 pound. So MMA Addict said, shit, Stewie, you're one sad cuck. That's what I'm talking about, MMA Addict. The shit is insane. He's got like 40 accounts. He be on different people. Bro, this is how crazy it gets. He be on other people's live streams on his other accounts pretending it's not him. He's got like different personalities on his account. It's pretty crazy. But other than that, Jack the Stripper said, I haven't seen it. Don't tell me Yoel missed again. What the fuck? Holy shit, boss. I just want to win, not make money. Goddamn, yo, I hope Robert knocks your ass out, nigga. Yeah, no, he missed weight by 1 pound. He missed weight by 1 pound, but he has 2 hours to cut the 1 pound. This was him missing weight. It was as soon as the streams, but he still has like an hour and a half from now because this just happened not too long ago. But yeah, he missed weight by 1 pound. He came in at 186. But David Branch, he said, yo, Jacare, I'm ready and I've signed. What you waiting for? Oh, snaps. He said he signed the contract. Oh, he even put the Brazil flag. I wonder, he said, hey, let's take it to your hometown. We can do it over there. No, that is going to be a good fight between two top 10 ranked bantamweights. I don't know if David Branch, I don't think he's cracked the top 5, but still, he's coming off of that win over Thiago Santos, right? I believe he was KO'd by it was a nice win over Thiago Santos. Very decisive. So he got a big win. Now he's coming for Jacare. That would be a good fight, man. That would be a good fight, hopefully. But we'll see. Jacare, yeah, he didn't get knocked out in his last fight, right? So it wouldn't be too quick of a turnaround. We'll see what happens. Could be on a pretty big card. It's a pretty nice fight. I'm definitely interested in that fight. 2 top middleweights in the division. Sam Beck said, Yoel was trying to show his dick on that first weigh-in. Ivan Hernandez said Branch is underestimated. Yeah, he is, I think. But I might even underestimate him a little bit. But I think what it was is not anymore. I had Krzysztof Jotko underestimated. Krzysztof Jotko is actually better than I thought. You know, he's actually been beating some dudes lately. Pretty impressive. He's been fighting tough guys as well. Gegard upkicked the afro off of Jacare, said Jacob De La Cruz. Ivan Hernandez says he's got good hands, good ground and pound. Yeah, that's true too. I think I think what it was that made people underestimate him was that Luke Rockhold fight. The grappling in that Luke Rockhold fight, and then, you know, people gave him shit for like tapping the strikes, so people, you know, just automatically underestimated him. But yeah, I think he's definitely underestimated, and that's probably because of why. But yeah, I would like that fight. I think he would have a good chance in that fight. I'll tell you that much. I would not sleep on him versus Jacare. But in the grappling, boy, he better stay out of the grappling. Ooh, he better stay out of the Jacare. He better stay out of the alligator's grasp. I tell you that much. Kamaru Usman and manager Ali Abdelaziz get into a brawl with the fan at PFL 1. I didn't realize PFL 1 was yesterday. I probably would have watched. That's where they got the fucking $1 million tournament going on. I think lightweight tournament, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a winner gets $1 million, and the very first event was yesterday. I might have to watch the next one. But I guess Kamaru Usman and Ali Abdelaziz. What's up? What's up? I ain't saw this yet.
Worldwide live, NBC Sports Network, the season of tonight in New York.
I'm about to start. Man, you can't hit first, bro. You know what I'm saying? Kamaru Usman, as a fighter, I mean, you can if you're just like, fuck it, man. I'm down. Fuck the consequences. I'm about that life. But you can't be as the professional or the famous person. You can't strike first in that situation. You know what I'm saying? He could potentially be faced. You know, if that dude wanted to be an asshole, fuck around and sue Kamaru Usman for 30% of his next fight's earnings. Oh shit! Oh shit! Look at Ali! Look at Ali! Look at Ali swinging. Hey, I promise, Ali's got his fighters back. Hey, Ali's a dope ass dude. He's a cool ass manager. You can tell he's always riding for his fighters, speaking for him. Like, hey man, you talking shit on my fighter, bada boo. Like, he'll get in there for him. If his fighter's not the best trash talker, he'll get in there and speak for him. He clearly fights with his fighters. He trades with his fighters. This motherfucker cold. Look at him swinging though. Why? He's got on like the white suit. You see that motherfucking arm? Bye, bye. Bah, 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 bah. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! And this, people, is why you do not say 30%. Talk that shit online. Do not say none of that. Don't talk that trash to these people's face. Even Covington. I'm telling you right now, you're a civilian. Run up on them if you want to. Fuck around and end up in a brawl. You better be prepared. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, you see Kamaru's recharging there like the motherfucking Black Panther through the crowd. Bow, bow. That shit was intense, low keys. I think it's over though. Looks like a fan might have had a little bit of Roy rage. All that was missing was a world star. That's all that shit was missing. That's all it was missing. MMA Addict said Ali wants all the smoke. Yo, on everything. Ali was not trying to de-escalate the situation. He said, "No, fuck that. You talking tough?" Hey, Ali's a real one. Like my boy Stamina MC said, he's a fucking lunatic, but he plays it straight. Yeah. Sweet Home Ali Hammer said MMA Addict. Given your name said Ariel Helwani is currently still whispering like a golf commentator. No, he's not. Aren't they over? Hey, yo, that's hilarious. Did you hear like talk like that was pretty funny though? Like, but that's like if you I don't know what it is, golf, like somewhere where I've heard people talk like that. Like that's real professional. I just don't know where they talk like that at. But still, Ariel Helwani's on his professional shit, bro. He's about to be with ESPN. He might be practicing. He might dibble and dabble in NBA, the golf or something. I don't know. Ariel Helwani's moving up in the world. But he was like talking about all the facts of Chicago, like the first microwave oven was invented here in 1886. But no, that shit was, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's funny, but yeah, man, Ariel's doing his thing. Jack the Stripper said he's got 2 hours, he'll make it. Wrap his ass in plastic, put him in a sauna. Good news for Robert though. That Cuban gonna be drained like my hose last night. Yeah, that's a good point. You know, having a hard time making weight, he's gonna be drained. Or but what if he? This is my question. You know how I don't know if you guys heard this earlier. There's been 8 fighters that have missed weight this year, and 7 of them have won their fights. Only 1 fighter has lost his fight that missed weight. So, if you miss weight by 1 pound, I wonder if that stat affects you or if it's not that big of a deal. But either way, is Romero going to be drained, or is he going to miss weight and win the fight? No, I'm just playing. He's still going to be explosive for the first round, right? I mean, even if, or maybe even the second. I mean, being drained could affect him. Maybe he won't make it to the 3rd round this time or something. Maybe he'll get drained earlier in the fight. But that's kind of the story of Yoel Romero, like as far as what people kind of expect. They kind of expect him to kind of drain, not be drained in that sense, but kind of gas out toward the end of the fight. But yeah, interesting to see if it's going to affect the fight. Maybe he's cutting weight the right way, you know what I'm saying? Not trying to drain himself. So that's why he wasn't able to cut it in the right time. But we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully he makes weight. He definitely should be able to. Oh, Terry Crow said he's going to gas in the second round. That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy, man. Ford thinking said the difference is Yoel's going to have to make weight, but this will affect his physical and mental fatigue. Yep. Hoping CM Punk slaps the Anaconda Vice, said Weezing336. Let's fucking go. Hashtag World Punk, man. What else we got going on? We got Jimmie Rivera looking for a quick turnaround. I did a video on this yesterday. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think it's too quick of a turnaround for Jimmie Rivera? I mean, they didn't give us like an official date, but do you think just even thinking about booking what do you think about a quick turnaround for Jimmie Rivera? And also, this is the question I'm really interested in. What do you guys think is worse? A quick turnaround from a knockout like that, or a quick turnaround from a slugfest loss? You know what I'm saying? What's worse? Like where you get in a Justin Gaethje style slugfest and then make a quick turnaround, or if you just get a quick knockout, do you think it'd be better to turn around off of that? Clayton Funky said, Yoel missed weight one more game. Yeah, but he's got 2 hours to cut 1 pound. Jacob Dela Cruz said, I think Marlon Moraes is a beast. Hell yeah, man. Coming off those 2 knockouts, both of them nasty. Now he's looking at a potential future title shot. But Rafael Assunção is up there on a 3-fight winning streak, and he's actually got a win over Marlon Moraes. But it was a split decision, and you would think off those 2 knockouts, Marlon Moraes has more momentum as far as a title shot is concerned. So I don't know what happens there, but we still have to see. Really, I think, everybody, I don't know if the UFC, but I think the best thing to do is to wait for UFC 227 for Marlon Moraes, because if TJ wins, you could be getting the next title shot. But if Cody wins, maybe we see a Assunção versus Moraes, for the next title contender. That would be a good fight, because the first one was a split decision. Stamina MC put a link. He said, here's some stats on weight misses the last couple of years. It's not as severe as 2018 alone presents. London Taylor said slugfest. Yeah, I kind of think so too, London Taylor. Like because you in a slugfest, you might get knocked down multiple times. You didn't get knocked out and the fight didn't end, but now you're getting back up and fighting through that one. You might take another one type shit. So yeah, maybe it won't affect him. Who just had a quick turnaround recently? Michael Bisping. He had a quick turnaround, and that didn't go his way. But Kelvin Gastelum's also a beast. But so is John Dodson. That would be a good fight, but I'll be interested to see how quick of a turnaround it is. But it's definitely not even official yet, but just some food for thought. Forward thinking said Cruz should come back versus Assunção. Would be #1 contender fight. Yeah, interesting to see when Cruz is going to come back. He was coming off like a broken arm. He was supposed to fight Jimmie Rivera actually at like UFC 219. Broke his arm in camp, I believe. So he's been out for a while. Damn. Arm, legs. This motherfucker's like the bicentennial man out there and shit. He's going to have a fucking handicap sticker by the time he's out of this joint. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be parking in the good spots. But, man, Dominic Cruz, man, he's a great commentator. He's got a lot of potential inside and outside the octagon. So it'll be interesting to see when he comes back and who he comes back against. Jack the Stripper said, I think Cody gets the belt back this time. That would be interesting, man. That would be fucking crazy. That would be crazy. Momentum would shift. Fucking Team Alpha Male up, TJ down. Like, nigga, it was sweet. And then what? Are we going to get the trilogy? Or is Cody going to run off and say, no, fuck that. I'm fighting DJ. Yo, that would be crazy. You know how TJ gets done. If he loses the belt, he is not guaranteed a rematch. Yo, Arpit said Cody needs to calm that anger. It helped him in the first round, but hey, maybe it hurt him in the second round. Maybe, but I don't think after the first round, he probably felt like he had it in the bag, made a mistake in the second round. That's why I think that rematch is more interesting than a lot of rematches you see, because the way it went, because Cody almost won in the first round, almost knocked out TJ in the first round. Unlike the Whitaker-Romero fight, you kind of more had that one for Whitaker. The Joanna Rose fight, that wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Joanna had her moments in those fights, but it was still a quick knockout, so you still wondered how the full fight would go. But still, that Cody-TJ fight is going to be fucking crazy. What about Henry Cejudo versus Demetrius Johnson too? Hey, it's going to be right under there. That's probably going to be the co-main event of UFC 227 in LA. Henry Cejudo versus Demetrius Johnson 2. Let's fucking go. That's, oh shoot, you yanking my dandy doodle $10 through the super chat. Said Gadea, the ultimate spinner. Gadea is going to be fighting Carlos Barza. I forgot they had a little beef before they were interviewing with Ariel Helwani. It's pretty interesting to listen to both of those interviews. The ultimate spinner. What did she do? Some dancing or something? I don't know about the ultimate spinner. Jacob De La Cruz says the 35-pound is the new 45. Man, yeah, there's some fucking shit going on at bantamweight right now, bro. A whole lot of shit. You know, like my boy Sugar Sean O'Malley about to bust into the rankings. Let's look at these, bro, the bantamweight division. And see, that's the thing. Like, maybe what is it about the bantamweight division that isn't shaken in the flyweight division, right? Like, people talk about how small the flyweights are, but they're like only 10 pounds smaller than these guys. Is it the drama? Is it because there's no like drama or story to the flyweight division? Is that what it is? Because we know about the Alpha Male TJ beef. We know Marlon Moraes. We know the Jimmie Rivera. You know what I'm saying? We know John Dodson, John Lineker, Hands of Stone. I mean, Aljamain Sterling, great performance over Brett Johns. Brian Caraway, fucking Cody Stamen. Didn't he just beat Brian Caraway? He's ranked under him? Is that right? It was a split decision. Okay. So I guess maybe if you win a split decision, you don't take the ranking. That's interesting, though. Got a win over a guy, and he's ranked above you. Pedro Munoz. I mean, all of these fighters are good, too. All of them. Brett Johns, Thomas Almeida. Pat with the $1.99 sent through the super chat. Gadea Mo might as well be a bullseye. Yo, chill. Jacob De La Cruz said we're on the same page full time. Clayton Funky said you all should fight his cravings instead. Welcome to the Sugar Show. That's what I'm saying. Who's getting sacrificed to the Sugar Show? Which one of these unlucky gentlemen are going to fall victim to Sugar Sean O'Malley when he bursts into the UFC's top 15 rankings? I just want to know who. Let's check out. I know one of the potential guys is Rob Font. He's coming off of a win. I think Alejandro Perez might have been the other guy. Yeah, he's coming. He's on a 3-fight winning streak. So that might be the fight right there. Yeah. One of these two fights. Alejandro Perez or Rob Font. Me, as a fan, as a fan of Sean O'Malley, I'd rather see this one. But if I was being completely unbiased, I'd probably rather see this one because somebody's probably getting knocked out. I know Sean O'Malley wants a knockout. He wants a finish in the UFC. All five of his wins in the UFC are finishes KO, 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 and a submission. So he's finishing dudes. So, I mean, this would be a great fight. Him and Sean O'Malley, he's coming off of a win as well. Be interesting. But, yeah, man, the bantamweight division is definitely shaking. Let's look at the flyweight division. I mean, we got Jussier Formiga. I know he was talked about for fighting Demetrius Johnson as a new fight. Yeah, he's coming off that win over Ben Nguyen. Not really beating any of the best guys in the world, right? He lost to Ray Borg, actually. He lost to Henry Cejudo. He would have to, I think, beat like a Joseph Benavidez or beat like a – he lost to Joseph Benavidez. He lost to John. So, literally all the best guys in the world except for Wilson Hayes, he's pretty much lost to. Because I was thinking to get a title shot, you might have to beat a Benavidez or beat a Cejudo, maybe even a Ray Borg. You know, he's kind of hoping for a title shot off of the Ben. It was a very impressive win, but at the same time, let's see who Henry Cejudo is fucking Henry Cejudo, man. And it's crazy. The way I didn't expect it. Henry Cejudo, I thought was going to be Demetrius Johnson's toughest test to date. And what he did to him was like, what the heck is going on here? Demetrius Johnson doing this to a damn Olympic gold medalist Henry Cejudo, that is crazy. The way he just, TKO'd him like that. And then now, like, going into the rematch, just from that performance alone, it's like, that's what makes me – he won the first fight so dominantly, so decisively. That's what takes me out of the rematch. But normally it's like I'm into on paper, I'm into Henry Cejudo versus Demetrius Johnson. I think Henry Cejudo's got a great chance, and maybe he's even improved since then. Hell, I'm sure he has. he's looked great since that fight. And honestly, man, I had him beating Benavidez. Probably, I know that's a lot of people feel that way. He lost a split decision, but I think he won that fight. Because I think it was even going into the third round potentially, and I think he won the third round. But it is what it is. Who knows what the judges were scoring for that night? So if he would have won that fight, even though he lost the fight, though, he's beat Wilson Hayes, Sergio Pettis, both in dominant fashion. So I'm sure he's getting better. How old is Demetrius Johnson? Just curious. 31. He's still pretty young. Man, you guys remember there was talks like the UFC going to Washington for TJ Dillashaw and Demetrius Johnson, his whole hometown and stuff. Unfortunate. But yeah, man, the thing about this fight is, even though you might not be super interested in it, just when you first hear Demetrius Johnson versus Henry Cejudo, it's going to be on a great card, so you're going to end up watching it. If it's before Cody Garbrandt, TJ Dillashaw too, I mean, I guess that's the time you can go step outside and do whatever you need to do, bathroom break. But you definitely going to have to stay tuned for fucking Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw too. So let's see what else we got to cover. Brad Tavares out of his fight with Israel Adesanya at the Ultimate Fighter 27 finale. That's unfortunate. That was going to be a great fight, but you still got time for to find a replacement. I believe Thiago Santos has already offered to step up, but Dana White's probably looking for still maybe a bigger name, I guess I could say. Dana White said, he's the one that said Thiago Santos said he'll accept, but he's still looking and trying to figure this thing out. So that would still be a great fight, though. Thiago Santos versus Israel Adesanya. Thiago Santos coming off that KO to David Branch, though. But still, it would be a great fight. It would be probably more of a striking affair. Someone's likely to go to sleep unless Israel Adesanya decides to play chess. Claudia Gadelha feels good about the bad person, Yanni on JJ. I don't know why. Oh, maybe I got to click down on the chat for some reason. Yeah, my shit wasn't going. I see. We're talking about some WMMA down here. Perfect time to stand. He said Megan's finna get hollywopped. Oh snaps! I don't think so, man. I got Megan. Let's go. Hashtag War Megan. I mean War Anderson. No, I'm really interested in that fight. I don't know who's gonna win. It's gonna be a really good fight. I know Holly needs the win. If you're talking about who needs the win more, that's got to be Holly, 100%. Especially if she wants to get another title fight with Cyborg. But she's talking about potentially moving back down to bantamweight as well. I still want to see Holly Holm versus Amanda Nunes. That's one of the only top bantamweights Amanda Nunes hasn't fought. I would love to see that fight. But Holly needs a fucking win, though. That definitely needs a W. Given Your Name said the big question is whether Megan's reach will be able to stop Holly from establishing a good range with her side kicks and movement. Another good question is Holly Holm going to be able to kick a 6-foot-tall motherfucker in the dome? Or is Megan's shoulders going to naturally be able to block some of that shit? Or is it going to be easier for her to block that shit? You know what I'm saying? Arpa Singh said Holly is stopping herself. Predicting Megan as well, said MMA addict. Gaethje versus Iaquinta official, said Connor Lodge. We got to hit the Googles because Iaquinta just said fake news. Gaethje versus Iaquinta. Real news? I'm not seeing it yet. Did you see that on our site, or are you just talking about how it was reported? Because if you're just talking about the report from the other day, then it could be. It was reported they're going to headline UFC Lincoln, but at the same time, Ally Quinta came out and called fake news on it. Jack the Stripper said, I can't understand how people compare Israel to the GOAT, John Bones Jones. Whoo, haters rise up. He said he don't even want to be compared to John Jones. But, I mean, you can see the style, they're striking sort of similar. They're both kind of taller dudes, right? Beast. I don't know. Black. You get the point, man. Come on, man. You know what they said? No, I'm just kidding. Connor Lodge said UFC Lincoln. But did you see that, since Ally Quinta called fake news on it, I'm saying? Stamina MC said Holm and Gadelha are unarguable superior, but let's see how it shakes up. Did you upgrade your internet? No. But when I'm on Google Hangouts and I'm not doing all the fancy bells and whistles, I can stream and it doesn't cut out. But once I upgrade my internet, we'll be able to do all the cool shit, live alerts and fucking probably bring people in live to the show on Skype or whatever the fuck, drag them around. You know, all the cool stuff like a fucking computer wizard. I can't do that until I upgrade my internet, but we can do this. And actually, I'm doing a live stream tomorrow, UFC 225, best fucking fight card of the year to date. UFC 226 could very well change that. But I'm doing the fucking stream, Fight Companion, tomorrow this way. I'm probably going to have like UFC.com up and just like have the live stats going during the fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be, but you're still going to be able to hear me and shit while we watch that. I'm gonna have me probably a stream or something low key going, or I'm gonna be ordering the fights on a separate TV, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm doing it, man. The whole fucking fight, I'm doing that shit. So make sure you show up tomorrow. Clayton Funky said highly ranked high because she hasn't lost to anyone ranked lower since Shevchenko. Yeah, man. She's been losing in championship fights. She's been, you know, she lost a championship fight to Miesha Tate, championship fight to GDR, championship fight to Chris Cyborg, and then other than that, she only lost to Valentina Shevchenko. So she's been fighting tough fights, tough people. That's for sure. Given her name said the goal is world conquest at last name. Who's the last name? What's your goal for the channel? Well, my goal for the channel, man, is I don't know, to be able to fucking pay my fucking rent, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to motherfucking be able to, you know, whenever my car breaks down, be able to fucking take care of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. You know, I guess I should say to have like, also I do want 100,000 subscribers. I want to get the fucking like silver play button. My nephew wants that joint. But no, yeah, man. I guess they say shoot for the moon. So I don't know. I want everything, dog. Fucking like my homie said, world conquest. You know, even if you miss your land amongst the stars, you got to set your goals really high. So even if you fail your goals, like you got really close. Yanking my dandy doodle said Buster Douglas is top 5 for life. Yo, if she loses this fight, I think her name's for sure Holly Douglas, right? I'm not sure. I just think if you lose this fight, it's goddamn, it's gonna look bad. She needs this win hecka bad, bro. This is gonna be a great card. Let's look at this card. I'm just thinking about the fights on this card. There's so many good fucking fights on this card. So many. I'm even interested in this fight. I know a lot of you guys might not be, so we're gonna skip past it for now. But I'm interested in this fight. Clay Guida versus Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira stepping on short notice, replacing Bobby Green. This is gonna be a great fucking fight. Joseph Benavidez versus Sergio Pettis, number 1 versus number 5. We got the real Slim Shady. Can we please stand up? Please stand up, Joseph Benavidez, because I'm the real number 1 contender. Yes, I'm the real. This is going to be a good fight. I'm very interested in it. Joseph Benavidez coming back from like a 1.5 year layoff, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was injured. Sergio Pettis, he's coming off a loss to Henry Cejudo, but Henry Cejudo is a fucking Olympic gold medalist, Olympic level wrestler. He could do that to a lot of people. This is going to be a little bit of a different style matchup. Sergio Pettis is still very experienced, very young in his game. So this is I'm super interested in this fight. The people that don't give a fuck about flyweights probably don't, but I am super interested in this fight. Rashad Evans, potentially his retirement fight versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith, a little disappointed with Rashad Evans. You know, if you listen to the Ariel Helwani interview, he said, you know, I shouldn't be having to big you up because it's taken away from my win. You know what I'm saying? I'm having to tell people Rashad Evans is the former champ. You know, he's a good fighter. Because if I win, people say I beat an old Rashad Evans. And if I lose, you know what I'm saying? It's like I lost to a bum. Like, you know, let's sell the fight. So that's interesting. And Rashad Evans fighting at home, I believe. Anthony Smith coming off of a win, if I'm not mistaken. Who did he just beat? I know he's been knocking a couple dudes out. I think he knocked 2 dudes out. I might be wrong. Before that, knocked 3 dudes out before he lost to Thiago Santos. Yeah, so that's a real possibility here. Rashad Evans got to duck that motherfucking taco, fight real smart, fight real safe. Don't get those eggs scrambled. But also moving up here, this is the fight probably least interested about. You know what I'm saying? I know the least about. They both need a UFC W. This guy's been out for like 2 years. We'll move on. This fight, another great fight. Fucking Ricardo Lamas, number 7th ranked, versus number 11th ranked Mirsad Bekti. Gonna be a great fight. Ricardo Lamas coming off that KO loss to Josh Emmett. Mirsad Bektic looking to bust into the top 10. He's only lost one time in the UFC, and it was a come from behind loss to Darren Elkins. He was winning that fight, where he'd probably be 6-0 in the UFC. 5-0 in the UFC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He would be 6-0 in the UFC if he didn't get knocked out by Darren Elkins in the third round of a fight that he was dominating. You could see he was clearly outstriking Darren Elkins, took him down 4 times, but he got knocked out. Other than that, he's fucking shit up. He got a majority decision over Chaz Skelly. Mirsad Bektic, 32. I mean, look, unanimous decision, but a dominant performance. KO, submission, KO. Now he's going to be taking on one of the staples of the top 10 of the featherweight division, a veteran, Ricardo Lamas, who's been fighting the best guys in the world, who's fighting in front of his home crowd, but he's 36 years old. Is it, time? What's the goddamn saying? Damn, I just messed up my whole role. Fucking Father Time loses to no man. There it is. Let's go. And so is this the end of Ricardo Lamas as we know him? Was that loss? But is it not? He just beat Jason Knight, but Jason Knight hasn't been looking great. But Charles Oliveira du Bronx, that's an impressive win. A submission. He did lose to Max Holloway. Amazing fight, one of my favorite fights of all time. Max Holloway versus Ricardo Lamas. Max Holloway doing his thug thizzle. Then in the final round said, let's go, putting it at the ground. About 15 seconds left. Didn't even have to risk it for the biscuit. But Max Holloway said, let's put on a show for the mother trucking fans. And he fucking swung it out. They had a brawl in the center of the octagon. Max Holloway got the better of it. One of my favorite moments of all time. Ricardo Lamas versus Diego Sanchez. So this is going to be an interesting fight, man, because Mirsad Bektic is looking to make a name for himself, and Ricardo Lamas is looking to get back on the track. Gonna be another great fight at UFC 225. That's all I'm saying. And then we got the grudge match, the cat fight, Carla Esparza versus Claudia Gadelha. These girls don't like each other, and they haven't for like the last 5 years. Carla Esparza, former UFC strawweight champion, coming in on a 2-fight winning streak, beat Cynthia Calvillo. And Cynthia Calvillo, I believe, went in hotbox afterward. That's a joke. I don't know if that's what she did, but she did pop for marijuana afterward. But she's on a 2-fight winning streak over Marta Moroz as well. But Claudia Gadelha has been fighting the best strawweights in the world for the last, fucking 2 years, 3 years? I mean, shoot, she fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk before that as well. She lost the title fight to Joanna Jędrzejczyk, but she beat Courtney Casey, who's a very talented fighter, Karolina Kowalkiewicz as well. But Jessica Andrade mini Cyborg came through and looked like Cyborg. Need I say more? Holy smokes, that fight was crazy. But this is going to be a very good fight, because not only is it a good fight between a former title challenger and a former champion, and I think Claudia Gadelha is like a fucking 5-1 favorite in this fight. I think that's too high. I really think that's too high, because this is a good fight. I mean, Claudia Gadelha has been looking good, and she's been fighting higher level girls, I would even say, than probably Carla Esparza. But still, man, who knows what's gonna happen in this fight? There's emotions and shit going into this fight, dog. 5-1. But at the same time, I'm picking Claudia Gadelha to win the fight. But it's going to be a good fight, man. Also, Alistair Overeem. I don't know. Andre Arlovsky's on the main card. But Alistair Overeem and Ariel Helwani's interview was low-key one of the funniest ones. They were doing it right beside CM Punk, right? And Ariel Helwani was like, something about CM Punk. Like, how do you feel about CM Punk? Something. He was like, oh, he works hard. He's a good dude. He's a good guy. Alistair Overeem's not saying anything, but Ariel Helwani's poking the bear. He's like, how do you feel about it being on the UFC 225 main card or the pay-per-view? He was like, oh, it's good for him. He's a good guy. It's an awesome opportunity for him. And Ariel Helwani's like, yeah, he's not taking anybody's spot, is he? Like, that's crazy. Alistair Overeem is one of the most experienced UFC fighters, strikers, one of the most decorated strikers in the UFC. Strikeforce Grand Prix champion, I believe. Alistair Overeem, veteran of the game, former title challenger. He's held belts in multiple organizations, not in the UFC yet, although he fought for the title and he felt a tap. But he hasn't claimed the UFC gold yet, but he's one of the most experienced fighters. You see, he's got almost 60 pro fights. This will be his 60th pro fight. He's taking on Curtis Blaydes, a very talented wrestler, though. Alistair Overeem's definitely going to have to get a KO in this fight, or he's probably going to get what they call wrestle fucked. or TKO'd or something like that. Curtis Blaydes, it's not like he's not going to try and finish you. And, you know, he could very easily actually get a TKO in this fight if he gets the fight to the ground. It's not like he's just going to try and hold Alistair down. I believe he's going to try and land some ground and pound. And if he lands some ground and pound on Alistair Overeem could for sure go night-night. It's a very real possibility, even if he lands a shot standing. So I got Curtis Blaydes in this fight. I mean, he just beat Mark Hunt. Even if he does get clipped up, you're going to have to knock him down or he's probably going to take you down. You know, he's a very talented wrestler. He wasn't able to take down Daniel Omenchik, but his only loss in the UFC is to Francis Ngannou, Dr. Stoppage, and he had 2 takedowns in that fight. So that's interesting. So I'm picking Curtis Blaydes to win that fight, but it's going to be another great fight. Theme of UFC 225. We ain't even at the pay-per-view yet, and we got fucking 6 to 7 great fights of the night. CM Punk versus Mike Jackson. Need I say more? Hashtag WarPunk. Let's fucking go. We're going to have that severe anxiety under control. I promise. Let's go, man. I'm rooting for CM Punk to come in here and hit us with the feel-good story of the night. No pun intended. Andre Arlovski versus Tai Tuivasa. This is going to be another performance here, man. This could be a big night for Australian MMA, bro. And I in my predictions, I predicted all of them to win as well. Tai Tuivasa, Megan Anderson, and Robert Whittaker are all Australian. That'd be crazy if they all won the fight. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dope, though. Because I predicted them to win, and I don't want my predictions to be wrong. But, yeah, other than that, though, Tai Tuivasa versus Andre Arlovski, heavyweight showdown. Somebody could very well go to sleep, or Andre Arlovski could win a unanimous decision. You know, he could. He's actually on a 2-fight winning streak, which snapped a 5-fight losing skid, but he's beat some up-and-comers. He beat Junior Albini. Tai Tuivasa knocks dudes out, but he hasn't fought anybody as experienced as Andre Arlovski, and he's never been outside of the first round. He's got 9 wins, 9-0, knocked all 9 of them out in the first round. So Tai Tuivasa is a knockout artist. But with that being said, Francis Ngannou used to be a knockout artist that everybody looked at as a fucking slugger, right? And once we saw him go into the later rounds, you know, we're on his back. We saw what happened. Now, Andre Arlovski's probably not going to be taking Tai Tuivasa down, and he's going to have to avoid being knocked out. But all I'm saying is this is going to be an interesting fight. Tai Tuivasa definitely has the potential to come in here, knock out Andre Arlovski, and hit a motherfucking shoey cage side. You know, somebody pour some beer and some spit in his shoe. Tai Tuivasa hit that. Drink. No, fuck out of here. That's kind of nasty. Hopefully it's a clean shoe. You know, hopefully they do a clean shoe and some fucking beer. You know, don't put no spit in it. Don't give me no used shoe. Let's not, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. To each their own. I mean, even Darren Till's out here eating his boogers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all saw that yet? I told y'all about it on one of these other MMA in the mornings. But yeah, man, Darren Till's out here eating boogers every time you see him on camera. Yankee My Dandy Doodle said, always respond to giving sure name. What do you think of the Shoey celebration? Said Pat. We just went over that. Yeah, that's funny. We just naturally happened to go over that. It's definitely unique and it's his thing. But that's what I'm saying, man. If I made that my thing, I'm not letting no fan spit in the shoe. Fuck that. Like, maybe if I'm super drunk, I might let I'm about to say, you know what I'm saying? You might let you, like, get close, just like on some college drunk bullshit. I might have one time in my past. Like, I haven't, but I'm saying I could see it once in your life. But if I'm not making that my thing, I'm not drinking out of dirty shoes. I'm not fucking drinking spit. No, I'm not. But a clean shoe, give you that motherfucker fresh out the box, still got the clean shoe smell. Pour it, let me see you pour that, crack the bottle, pour it in there. Fuck yeah, I'll make that my thing. I'll market the fuck out of that. But I ain't drinking none of y'all's dirty ass spit. I'll tell you right now. Megan Anderson versus Holly Holm. This is going to be a great fight. Megan Anderson, 8-2. Oh, shit, they ain't got her blacked out no more. That's dope. Let's go, UFC. They're on this shit. They had her blacked out at first. Megan Anderson coming through 8-2 over from Invicta on a 4-fight winning streak. All 4 KO TKOs. She's got power in her left hand. If you listen to CHS Combat Sports, he covers WMMA and he does it pretty well. I listen to him for all of the all of the WMMA stuff. You know what I'm saying? He also covers boxing and stuff. But Megan Anderson's definitely got power in her left hand, as well as she's going to be tall, which is going to be hard for Holly Holm to deal with. Now, Coach thinks I think he's picking Holly Holm in the fight. You know, I'm not counting Holly Holm out, but I'm just saying Megan Anderson's going to be presenting a little bit different of a challenge. She's a legit 145er. And if Megan Anderson can win this fight, she's going to show everybody she's definitely got the skills to pay the bills as far as being able to beat a legit striker. I mean, we already expect her to have the grappling advantage, you know, but she's got some questions to answer as far as her striking ability against Holly Holm. Holly Holm is one of the best strikers in the women's bantamweight, featherweight division. Which division is she in? I don't know. But this is going to be an interesting fight. You know, you can't just charge in against Holly Holm. We know how that goes. You taunt Holly Holm, fuck around and get kicked in your dome just like Betch Kohei. Try and taunt her, so say something slick in the fight. You always got to be prepared, you know. But Megan Anderson's definitely a legit featherweight coming over here with momentum as far as being on a 4-fight winning streak. Holly Holm needs this win. Big time, though. But the winner of this fight likely fights Chris Cyborg. So I'm very interested in this fight. Can't wait for it. Another great fight. You know how many great fights we've already covered, and we haven't even got to the title fights yet? That's why we got to do a live fight companion to this. And I'm going to warn you guys, like when I get amped up. Like, I probably shouldn't watch the fights because, like, if I was just watching the fights with my friends, you know, family, whoever, I say some shit during the fights. Like, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to contain myself. Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Like, I be joking. Some of you guys know I be trolling, right? I be trolling sometimes. But, yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens, man. I'll say is, motherfucking make sure you're here tomorrow. Might be entertaining. Might be interesting. We'll see what happens. Also, man, I might have to, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, tomorrow, Fight Companion right here whenever UFC 225 starts. And we're going to be rocking it out. WebPK Vid said, Arpit eager to drop some knowledge. Yeah, I'll drop the link in a little bit after we cover these last two fights. I don't think there's really much else to cover after UFC 225. We might have one or two other things, but Rafael Dos Anjos versus Colby Covington. Yo, Colby Covington has lately been calling Rafael Dos Anjos Rafi Dos Nachos. Yo, what the fuck? Who came up with that? Props to the writer. That's literally one of my favorites. Rafi Dos Nachos. Like, when I heard that, that's another one where you spit your water out of your mouth. Like, what? Did he just say Rafi Dos Nachos? Oh, smokes. But yeah, that, and then I don't know why I was looking at his name and I was like, yo, if you switch the N with the A, it's like nachos, right? All right. Colby Covington versus Rafael Dos Anjos, interim welterweight title fight. Winner very likely fights Tyron Woodley. Colby Covington 13-1, one loss in the UFC. He was submitted by, I believe, Warley Alvarez. Rafael Dos Anjos has the potential. He's going to definitely, I hope he's been working on his jiu-jitsu because he's probably going to be on his back this fight unless he can knock out Colby Covington, which is pretty unlikely. I mean, he wasn't able to knock out Robbie Lawler, and Colby Covington we've never seen knocked out. He's never been knocked out in his career. So it's going to be pretty hard to be the first person to knock out Colby Covington. But I know a lot of people would love to see that from RDA. But really, if RDA is going to win, it's going to have to be like avoiding takedowns and outstriking Colby or submitting Colby Covington. It's going to be hard to avoid takedowns against Colby Covington. He's a very high-level wrestler. So he's got potential to fold Rafael Dos Anjos in this fight. As far as, you know, just take him down multiple times, I don't see him being super active. He's going to have to be careful if he is, you know, unless he gets a TKO, because this could be a situation where you're Rafael Dos Anjos is a legit black belt, you know, in jiu-jitsu. So you got to be careful throwing your limbs, even if you're going for ground and pound against somebody like that, because you can fuck around and get submitted. So if you're trying to win the belt and fight smart and fight safe, we'll see what happens. But Colby Covington might be saying, fuck that, I want the TKO. I'm trying to make a statement. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. But I'm picking Colby Covington, but I know a lot of people are picking Rafael Dos Anjos, and I ain't mad. He's going to be Colby Covington's biggest test in his career, I believe. I mean, he did fight Damian Maia, who's a bad style matchup, but he was able to keep the fight standing with Damian Maia. He was able to outstrike Damian Maia because he didn't probably want to go to the mat with Damian Maia to avoid that submission. The only time he's lost in his career was being submitted. So we'll see what happens, but of course we've got the main event, Robert Whitaker versus Yoel Romero. this fight. Hopefully, Yoel Romero's made weight by now. If not, he's probably got a couple of minutes to do it. He only had 1 pound to cut in 2 hours. He was coming off of a win over Luke Rockhold, knocked Luke Rockhold out in an interim title fight where he missed weight, but he kind of took it on short notice. He's going to be fighting Robert Whitaker, who's coming off of a win over Yoel Romero, but he's been out with injury. This is going to be for the undisputed middleweight title. Winner of this fight probably fights Gastelum unless Weidman's healthy. I mean, who knows? But first, we got to get through this fight. The main event of UFC 225, the greatest card of the year to date. And I have to say to date because I already know UFC 226 it might be changing that shit. Come on, UFC 226, fucking. Do we even got that right here, man? I'll pull that up. UFC 226 is gonna be insane. Fucking Stipe versus DC. You got Mike Perry versus Yancy Madera. I don't know why that one sticks out so much to me, but also Francis Ngannou versus Derek Lewis, Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. I mean, UFC 226 is insane. But check this out. After tonight, there's not going to be any more UFC. Oh, shoot. The Contender Series starts in 4 days? Holy smokes, full-time family. I think this is going to be the one Greg Hardy's on, too. Let's see. Yeah. I'm in. I'm fucking watching. I don't give a fuck what y'all said. I'm watching this joint. I want to see how Greg Hardy. I ain't seen none of his fights yet. I know he's been knocking everyone out. But this guy's a former NFL player, too. I think he played for the Bears. But also, I mean, the Contender Series, you have to get the best fight of the night to be given a contract. Contender Series. Let's go. Buck, the 400-pound silverback. Hell of a nickname. Let's go. 3-0, 6-0. Alonzo Manifield. He might have been on last season. I've seen his name somewhere for sure. Yeah, that's only 4 days away. So we're not going to have an actual UFC event, though, until UFC Singapore, June 23rd. So UFC 225, man, going to be our last, like, live UFC for a while other than the Contender Series. I'm going to be watching the Contender Series. That's just going to be interesting. We got Nick Newell that's going to be on the Contender Series this year. So, yeah, we got a lot of interesting fights coming up. And then after that, of course, we have, after UFC Singapore, International Fight Week. That's going to be crazy. Then we got Boise coming up. Okay, so with that being said, I'll give you guys a link if you want to join. Pretty much covered everything as far as news is concerned. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on, man. Whole lot of stuff. Let's find the link. Starting to hear people in the background. That's my family. Hopefully they'll be out of the room soon. My fucking nieces and nephews. All right, here's the link. I know my boy Arpit Singh is dying to drop some knowledge. I saw it in the chat. He's ready to drop some knowledge on the full-time family. Here's the link. Boom. Been waiting forever. Sure name said here, had it hooligan. Don't make me act a motherfucking fool again. Jacob De La Cruz, Max Holloway, TKO. Clayton Funky said, should have got a contract for his kicks. He don't do slugfest, so he didn't get a contract. All right, I'm going to have to plug my headphones in before somebody comes in here and starts talking, or it's probably going to echo. So if anybody wants to hop in, Google Hangouts, everybody has it. Soon, once I upgrade my internet and shit, I'll do like a call-in where you can, call a number instead of having to have Google Hangouts. But Google Hangouts, really, everybody has it. You probably might not have used it, but if you click that link, everybody has it. It's like a website. But yeah, I want to be able to have the bells and whistles and motherfucking have call-ins and all type of shit like that. So that's the future of the channel. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, here's the link one more time if anyone wants to join and talk about UFC 225 or whatever. But tomorrow, we're going to, like I said, we're going to be doing a live fight companion for the first time. It's going to be dope, man. Like, I don't know, some of you guys might know, you might not. Like, during the fights, like, right here, it'll say, like, live stats. And, like, it'll show you what's going on during the fight live. So I'm going to probably just broadcast that while we're doing the fight companion, since if I show the fight, it'll probably get taken down. But either way, I'm going to be live, still, watching the fights, reacting to the fights live. So we'll see how that goes.
Hello.
I'll probably have this up. Yeah, so if anybody wants to join UFC and WWE
Hello.
boxing, hey bro, are you MMA Quick Hits channel? No, I am not. MMA Fast Topics. That's fucking Voldemort over here, bro. That's he who must not be named. No
Yo, can you hear me?
But I'm not him, but I know who you're talking about. That guy was a jackass. But what's up, UFC, WWE, and boxing? What's going on, brother? So if anybody wants to join the hangout, I'm gonna throw it up there one more time. If nobody
full
does,
time. Yo, can you hear me?
Morning. Someone said there's a guy talking, bro. Oh shit, my bad.
Oh shit, he can't hear us still.
Oh, I hear you. No, bro, I got in the wrong headphones. Only one of them. What up, people? What up, people?
What you say, man?
I had the wrong headphone in, yeah. So I had the dead one in. So now I got the live one in. One of them's broken. All right, what's up? What's up, man? How's it going,
I'm
fam?
good, man.
Who's this
I'm fucking hyped.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and Arpit in the building. Let's go. All right, what's up? What's up, y'all? Do you want to talk? What's y'all? UFC 225. You're up, Arpit. Drop some knowledge.
Euro made the weight or not?
What's up?
Romero made the weight or not?
Honestly, I don't know what you just said, brother.
Romero.
Yoel Romero.
I said, yeah, he made the weight or not?
Oh, did he make the weight? Let's find that shit out, man. Let's find that shit out. Yoel Romero. I don't know if it's been 2 hours yet, honestly. Makes weight. Oh, I know how to find out. Ariel Helwani's Twitter. That's the best place. Best place to go in a time like this. Ariel Helwani Twitter. All right. Illinois Commission of
I think this is a new way of cheating. Missing weight.
You think it's a new way of cheating? Oh, we got 42 viewers in the building. What's up, people? Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up if you're not in here trolling. You know, we got a few of those occasionally. But hit the thumbs up if you're part of the full-time family. Or if you're enjoying the show, thank y'all for watching the show. But Arpit said he thinks missing weight is the new form of cheating. I've heard that opinion from some fighters and some other analysts. But this is my thing. Do you think that's the case, even if it's only by 1 pound?
In 2018, 7 fighters already missed the weight.
Yeah. But what about do you think it's the amount of weight? Like if you miss weight by Mackenzie Dern weight like 8 pounds, it's one thing. But if you miss weight by like 0.5, I don't know how much of, you know what I'm saying, an advantage you really have. Unless you're just not draining yourself. So, you know, you miss weight. But yeah, if you're not draining yourself intentionally, like, man, I'll just rather stop right here and give up some money rather than risk my fight. I could see that. But yeah, Ariel Helwani saying Romero might need the full 2 hours, and that was 54 minutes ago. So we probably won't know for another 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour, if he actually makes the weight.
Yo, what do you guys think? You guys think Whittaker's still gonna take the fight? Because for me, I don't think he's gonna fly all the way out to Chicago just to like get a bite. Romero doesn't obviously make the weight.
No, I think he'll probably still take the fight. You know, it's not like I said. I think 1 pound. I think Robert Whittaker's probably already in Chicago. I mean, it's fight week, you know. But I don't think. I think he'll still take the fight. If he misses weight by 1 pound, and he's got 2 hours. Honestly, I'm not super concerned. Like, it would be crazy if he came back and weighed more. Like if he, on the second attempt, like weighed 3 pounds over, then we might have something to talk about there. But I think Robert Whittaker, even if it's only by 1 pound, might take the fight. You know, he's put time into this camp. It's a big card. I'm sure he wants his pay-per-view buys. If he wins, he still defends his title. And also, if he loses, I don't know if he would lose his title to Yoel Romero. If Yoel Romero misses weight, he can't win the belt. So what? Does it just go to nobody if Yoel wins?
Yeah.
So it might be like a win-win for Robert Whittaker.
Yeah, because at 200, when DC was meant to fight Jones and he ended up fighting Silva, I remember Dana said the same thing, whereas if DC lost, he would have still kept the belt, but then it would have been kind of weird because obviously Silva would have technically been the lineal champion, so it will still keep the belt no matter what.
So yeah, if I'm Robert Whittaker, I'm fighting, especially with, you know, it's a big card. You got Cody, Covington, Dos Anjos. It's such a big card. If Robert Whittaker's getting pay-per-view points for being in the main event, fuck yeah, I'm fighting. CM Punk on the card and stuff. I'm definitely taking the fight if I'm Robert Whittaker. And it's only 1 pound. If he came in 5 pounds over, I might be like, man, get the fuck out of here. But I think Robert Whittaker's taking the fight either way. I don't think we have to be worried about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, how many finishes are you going to predict on this card? Because for me, looking at it, I'm seeing at least 2 on the early prelims. I'm thinking maybe 3 on the prelims, on the FS1 prelims, and I'm thinking every fight on the main card's going to be a finish, especially if Anderson gets a finish at home.
Interesting. I think I don't know if Whitaker versus Romero is going to be a finish. It would be a statement for Whitaker if he could get the finish. I mean, if Romero wins, it'll probably have to be a finish. But yeah, there's a lot of potential for finishes here, man. I mean, on the prelims, I mean, I could see Rashad Evans versus Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith could potentially get a finish in that fight. There could be a submission in this fight. Clay Guida could get a knockout. He's coming off of one. But realistically, the fights that I'm looking at, like, this is probably a finish. I could see this one, Alistair Overeem versus Curtis Blaydes. That for sure. Curtis Blaydes could win a knockout TKO. Alistair Overeem could get a knockout. This fight, CM Punk's either going to get knocked out.
That has to be a finish.
Yeah, he's probably going to get either knocked out or submitted or win by submission. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't really see a decision in CM Punk versus Mike Jack. I don't really want to see a decision. You know what I'm saying? That would probably be kind of embarrassing. Like, if we were just like, if it went to a decision and, like, I don't know, like Dada 5000 Kimbo, not the same, but, like, you know, people would be watching, like, what are we watching here? Like, so hopefully that's a finish. But, yeah, I could for sure see it anyway. Somebody making a mistake.
I hope CM Punk win.
I hashtag War Punk. Me too, man. I'm fucking rooting for my boys.
If he lose, the UFC career is done. WWE don't want to come back. WWE never gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get someone else. Win. Unless it's a heavyweight though, like Brock Lesnar. If they had some combat experience, now that'd be the difference, right? If someone in the WWE actually wrestled like a Brock Lesnar, or like, imagine, well, I don't even want to use Cody Covington, but like there's some actual wrestlers that probably go into professional wrestling, you know, they're athletic and stuff like that. So I think you have a wrestling background, or if you're a heavyweight, transitioning over to the UFC is a little better because for one, it's heavyweights that, you know, you can get a knockout. And also if you have that wrestling background, that's always a strong base for MMA. So the difference with CM Punk is he had no combat experience. I don't think he was a wrestler. He didn't have any kickboxing. But he's been putting in the times ever since the transitioning, but he didn't have it before. So, yeah, but if CM Punk loses, it's going to be bad for him for sure. But, I mean, it is what it is. If he loses, he still kind of rides off into the sunset. He could probably still go back to the WWE if he absolutely wanted to. But he's got money, right? It's not like he's fighting. It's not like he's fighting for his rent. So, I mean, it's not like losing is the end of the world for CM Punk.
Yeah, but I agree with you. But he should get this win.
I agree. I want him to get the win. I think he's got. I think his MMA skills are underrated. I really do. People are not giving him credit for training. I'm talking about his progress. People are acting like we're gonna see the same CM Punk we saw versus Mickey Gall. He's been training. He's been putting in that time. He's been fucking sparring. He's been in the gym.
Same goes for Megan Anderson. She's trying. She is training from 1 year for Cyborg, and there will be some improvement in her skill set. Everybody have saying that she's not gonna win. I think she's gonna get KO'd in second round.
Megan Anderson. I think that, yeah, man. If she finished Holly, holy smokes, that would kind of be scary though. If she was able to finish Holly Holm, I would be like, yo, I do want to see the Cyborg fight. And then once we got to the Cyborg fight, I'd be like, all right, you're still gonna lose.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I want to see her against GDR.
Against who? GDR. Okay.
If she able to beat her, then I will believe her that her skill sets are improving, because Holly Holm is not one-dimensional fighter. You can't see that she is improving. I want to see her against best.
Okay.
And 145. There is one lady can give challenge to Cyborg, and her name is GDR. GDR is a good fighter, but somehow she don't believe in herself. I don't know why.
Yeah, that would be interesting. GDR versus Chris Cyborg. I wonder if we'll ever see that, especially considering how that whole first situation played out, where she was the champion, you know, and Cyborg wanted the title fight, and GDR like ended up being stripped or vacated the belt, you know, and because she didn't want to fight Cyborg. So I wonder if she ever will fight Cyborg. But you think GDR would have a good matchup potentially with Cyborg? What do you think if Megan Anderson wins this fight decisively? Do you think she would have a chance against Cyborg, or do you think probably
nope? No.
What about Holly Holm? What if Holly Holm wins? If Holly Holm wins
Holly
this
Holm.
fight, do you think
No.
would
Holly
you
Holm
be
going to
interested in the
bantamweight.
rematch?
Holly Holm going to going back to bantamweight. Sure, hai. For
Okay,
sure.
you're not interested. What if you're not interested in the rematch with Chris Cyborg? And even if she's able to beat Megan Anderson here,
She's going. She was saying that her main focus on bantamweight, and I think she's going back to bantamweight division. She don't want any smoke with Cyborg right now.
yeah, I don't think anybody wants to smoke with Cyborg. But it's like that's why I say the winner of this fight. Yeah, you win the fight, but you kind of lose because you got to get knocked down with Cyborg. But what do you guys think about Andre Arlovski versus Tai Tuivasa?
That's definitely going to be a finish. You know what? I'm seeing the first round finish for Tai Tuivasa. We're going to be seeing shoes all over the place. I'm ready for that shit.
Shoes all over the place. That's
I'm
two
gonna have my own
things.
shoe ready as well, for real. I'm gonna probably have some water in it, but I'm gonna have my own shoe ready for that.
Yo, that's a great idea, bro. Like everybody send in your shoey clips for posting.
Yo,
that
you
shit.
know what? Full time, you gotta have one ready for the stream as well. Live for everybody. So.
Yes, I'm going to, bro. You just gave me the idea. See, that's why you gotta fuck with Full Time MMA in the morning, because you just gave me a great idea, bro. I gotta get a clean shoe. I don't know if I got one of those. That's the second part. I'm gonna have to go to like the dollar store and buy like a $5 pair of shoes or something. But yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna have to hit a shoey if Tai Tuivasa gets a first round knockout. That'd be crazy. I wonder if he hits it in the octagon, like if someone from his team brings it in the octagon, like if he wins, they got it in the bag, or if he just hits it like walking out the cage. So you guys don't think Andre Arlovski has a chance? Man, he's on a 2-fight winning streak, man. Don't count Andre Arlovski out.
He's got a chance for sure. I mean, if he can like get out the first couple of rounds and like obviously keep it to more of a striking range where he's not in a brawl with Tuivasa, then maybe he's got a chance. But for me, with the forward pressure of Tuivasa and obviously the chin that Arlovski showed at recent, which has been pretty much non-existent, I don't see how he's going to survive that first couple of rounds.
This is my thing. I just wonder about Tai Tuivasa. Like, he's definitely got power in his hands, and he's knocking motherfuckers out. But to be fair, I mean, Junior Albini's not Tai Tuivasa, but we haven't seen Tai Tuivasa in the second round. So, like, he's going to have to get that first round. You don't think Andre Arlovski's going to be able to use his experience to avoid being knocked out?
Well, I was going to almost say you couldn't do it against Ngannou, but then Ngannou's a completely different beast we're talking about here. But
yeah,
for me,
that's a good point.
He's just not, you know what, even last year, because I've obviously seen his entire career, he just looks a lot slower. And obviously going up against a young up-and-coming heavyweight, he's going to obviously have that speed, that energy. He's obviously feeling the buzz. You can obviously see that the hype's going to be on him for this fight. So I just thought that wave of energy is going to take him into the cage and get him a first-round knockout the way it's going.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's going to be a good fight, though. That's what I'm saying. Tai Tuivasa, if he gets the win, I'm definitely hitting the shoey, and I could see him getting the first-round KO. But it's hard to count the pit bull out, especially on this 2-fight winning streak. So that's why I think it's a good fight. But Blaydes versus Overeem, Gadea versus Sparza. What's you guys' favorite fight on the pay-per-view?
Favorite fight? Well, in terms of the actual fight itself, I think the fight of the night's probably going to be Lamas versus Betic. I think that's going to be electric. That fight and probably the main event. As long as Romero gets there fully fit and whatnot, then I think that's going to probably be. I think that might even be fight of the night, because you think about it, the first fight, obviously Whittaker got his leg hurt, but the blitzing that these guys were doing, obviously the combinations when they were even on the grappling, because Whittaker's defensive grappling is actually really impressive. So I feel that could easily be a fight of the night, and Whittaker's obviously going to get the finish. Then I mean, that'll be one of the best performances of his career, if not the best performance of his career.
Actually, yeah, that's a good call. I'm looking at the whole card. Lamas versus Bektik is the fight of all of these ones down here that I'm the most interested in. So, yeah, I mean, potential fight of the night. I mean, you can get a knockout of the night in this fight, potentially Alistair Overeem and Curtis Blaydes. But as far as fight of the night down here, yeah, Bektik versus Lamas is going to be crazy. And then for the main card, you say Whittaker versus Romero. That's definitely a good call, too. I mean, yeah, because Covington versus Dos Anjos, I don't really see that as much as fight of the night, as much of an even fight. I think that's the closest fight, Whittaker versus Romero. And all of these other fights, you got potential finishes. You got potential, in this fight, you have a submission potential for Rafael Dos Anjos. But as far as a great fight, yeah, I think that's a good call, Bektik and Whittaker versus Romero. I agree with those. What about you, Arpit? What's your favorite fight of the main card?
Cody versus RDA.
Kobe versus RDA, Nerd Bash 2018. Let's go. You're rooting for Rafael Dos Anjos, right?
No, Kobe. I'm waiting for post speech. I'm waiting for him.
Post-fight speech, yeah. Let's go.
What?
We're waiting for the shoeies and the post-fight speed. Like that is like low-key rooting for Tuivasa and Covington.
I want to
Yo,
see
bro, you know, yo,
Mayweather
full
gonna say
time,
after,
you know
after
it.
the fight.
Oh god.
What's up?
Yeah, full time. You know with this Kobe Dos Anjos fight. I know you haven't got a favorite, but for me, like, don't you feel like if Kobe is to lose, he has to lose by knockout or decision, knockout or submission? Like, you don't want to be seeing him lose a decision, innit?
See Kobe lose a decision?
Yeah, because for me, I don't want to see him lose a decision because he'll probably pull a Chael Sonnen and be like, "Oh, I didn't lose that fight," or
Yeah, it'll
highlight
still
some
be
bullshit. Like if
talking
he loses,
trash.
he
Yeah,
needs
it's
to lose
gotta be
definitively.
decisive.
You know what I mean?
And yeah, if it's gonna be a decision, it's gonna have to be a dominant decision. Like it's because it's gonna have to be decisive. If it's a close fight, there's gonna be excuses. There's still gonna be the trash talk. But yeah, I see what you're saying for sure. And I know a lot of people are rooting for a knockout in particular. I'm sure. There's a lot of people.
I go for third round TKO for Kobe.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning toward too. A second or third round TKO. I think Kobe Covington, he could though win a decision with his wrestling. Rafael dos Anjos, in my mind, Rafael dos Anjos is gonna have to win by submission. That's really the only way I see the fight playing out for RDA. He's probably gonna be Kobe Covington's wrestling. He can smother guys. He's gonna be the bigger fighter. Rafael dos Anjos is gonna be the more talented jiu-jitsu player, you could say, and probably even striker. But is he going to be able to knock out Kobe Covington? Nobody else has. He wasn't able to knock out RDA with the 100-hit combo. So I see Rafael dos Anjos potentially getting taken down in this fight because Kobe's not going to want to strike with him. That's not going to be smart. He's not Damian Maia, so I think Kobe's going to go for the takedown and either win. And I hope if it's a boring decision, Kobe's going to have to, kind of shut up for a little. Like, dude, no one, you know what I'm saying? I think Kobe, he's in the position. He can't really win a boring decision. And that's not what I would go for if I'm Kobe, because you're going to have, if you call Tyquill Woodley Tyquill, motherfucker, how are you any different? You know what I'm saying? So I think Kobe needs a big win if he wants to really talk shit. So we'll see what happens, though, man. It's going to be a great fight. Rafael dos Anjos could for sure pull off the submission in this fight. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that happen to wrestlers in the past.
Kobe have to put pressure again, put pressure on RDA, because RDA is not good against the pressure fighters.
Yeah.
Because he always crumble he will always crumble at pressure. I see that.
And he's fought Khabib Nurmagomedov in the past. It was a while back, but still, it was a wrestler, and Khabib was able to take him down, I believe, 6 times in the fight. So that's a similar matchup there. Khabib, though, very dominant wrestler, and shoot. So we'll see what happens with that fight. But yeah, that's UFC 225. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, though? I mean, news topics going on? Anything we talked about today? Aside from UFC 225?
You know what, you touched on it earlier. I was thinking with Cody versus Dillashaw, obviously the rematch coming up. I think we're going to see Dillashaw go, man, he might even get cut the way he's going. Because let me tell you my thinking on this. So what I'm thinking that's going to happen is I think Cody's going to, because this is the fight I was looking forward to the most last year, because in terms of the actual fight itself, it obviously ended a little bit early. But for me, if Cody's to win this, I see Moraes getting the next title shot rather than it being a rematch. And then obviously Dillashaw's going to be like, oh, you didn't give me another rematch. I have to wait and fight for my place to get a title shot again. So I see him flipping out if he loses this fight.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Like,
can I say something?
If TJ Lawson, yeah, you can.
I think I'm going to start with Dominic Cruz fight with Cody. In the last fight with Dominic Cruz, I think Dominic Cruz was angry, want to punish the Cody. That's why he lose the fight.
And he was emotional, man.
Emotional, and that was the problem with Dominic Cruz fight, because Cruz was emotional. He was to punish Cody. That's why Dominic Cruz lose the fight. But in Dillashaw fight, Dillashaw was playing smart. He was not getting in. Dillashaw was playing smart. He was not getting in range, and that's why Cody lose. And I think Cody have one problem, that he's angry, always hot-headed. He always want to bring something that there is not. That's the problem with him.
Wait, so Arthur, in other words, are you trying to say Cody's a little bit overrated and he actually isn't as good as people think he is?
Yep.
Really? You
Oh,
think he's whoa? Well, I mean,
uh,
I see it completely differently because against Dominic Cruz, I thought he completely outclassed him, and I was one of the people who thought he's way too young. Cruz is gonna outclass him, but he literally played with him for a good 5 rounds, and that's one of the one times where people say, "Oh, I didn't want to finish the fight." I actually believe he didn't want to finish that fight, and he literally took the piss out of him
It
for
didn't
5 rounds.
start. Problem is that Dominic Cruz was one to was not
he said
in his
Dominic Cruz was too emotional in that fight, so he wasn't himself.
I
But
mean, I don't know if he was too emotional. He got knocked down too many times because he literally got the beat. You literally got the
he was
fuck beaten out of him for a good 4 or 5 rounds
no
there, literally.
he was too emotional in the fight. He was always he was trying to get him in his range. He was to finish him. That's why he lose. But I don't think so, Cody. That in Dillashaw fight, Dillashaw was smart. He was not getting him Cody's range. That's why he lose. Cody is a range fighter. He loses range. If somebody get in his range, he will knock you out.
I mean, I don't know what you think about it full time, but for me, like Garbrandt, we all saw that he knocked down Dillashaw in the first round.
that's exactly that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
bring up. That's what I was gonna say to Arpit. I was gonna say, like, you know, TJ Dillashaw might have been fighting smarter, but he actually still got dropped in the first round. So I mean, I don't know what you thought about him getting dropped in the first round.
Game goes for Dominic Cruz. He was dropped so many times, but still he was not able to finish him. That's what I'm saying. If you get in the range with Cody, there he gonna knock you out, and that's the difference between fight between Dominic Cruz and Dillashaw fight. He will not get his range. Cody is like he always hot-headed. Then he always try to bring his best, but somehow he always win there. But I think this fight gonna be good.
Yes, that's one thing for sure. It's going to be a good fight. I'm interested. I'm very interested in this rematch because how the first fight played out. I don't actually think Cody Garbrandt is underrated, but I'll say this: I used to before the Dominic Cruz fight a little bit. I felt like and not even overrated. I felt like he got fast tracked to the title a little bit. So I was like, okay, we don't know everything about him. But then when I seen Cody Garbrandt's performance versus Dominic Cruz, and also when I seen him drop TJ Dillashaw in the first round, like now it's like Cody Garbrandt's the real deal, in my opinion. But I see what you're saying, Arpit, and where you're coming from. You feel like Dominic Cruz was too emotional in the first fight, and you feel like TJ Dillashaw fought a smart fight. But I think it's going to be a good fight. I don't think Cody's overrated. And also, TJ Dillashaw, I mean, he's, might be exiting his prime. I think that might be fair to words, like 32 years old. I mean, he's still up there. He's still a beast. He's definitely still a savage. But TJ Dillashaw has been knocked out in his career. Cody Garbrandt definitely knocks dudes out. He was even dropped in his last fight. So I think this is going to be one of the better rematches of the year, actually.
For me, if that goes 5 rounds, I think that would be fight of the year because that's what I was looking forward to. You know what? I was almost annoyed that it ended early in the second round last year because I thought this is going to be such a sick fight for 5 rounds. And even the first couple of rounds, it was just the movement of these guys was so sick. So I'm hoping it goes a long distance for this fight.
Yeah, actually, that definitely has potential to be fight of the year if it goes to decision. You got Cub Swanson versus Renato Moicano on this card. Benito Lopez's fight's not announced. Benito Lopez is fighting that dude that called him out. Who's the dude that called him out after he won I can't think of his name. It was like a little mini Chael Sonnen, and he called out Benito Lopez. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. Gabriel John said, drop the link, big full time. I got you, brother. Let me find this joint for you.
Jose Aldo and Stephen White.
What did you say, Arpit? I was finding the link.
When is it Jose
Aldo
fight?
He's fighting the UFC Calgary. That card is fucking stacked. Who's the main event of that card? That card is stacked right here.
Winner of that fight getting title shot, I think.
Stevens versus Aldo. Yeah, I think if Stevens wins, he gets a title shot. If Aldo wins, I don't think he gets a third crack at Holloway. If Holloway is still the champion. But Holloway's going to have to get past Ortega. Now, if Aldo wins, he might get to fight Ortega. If Ortega's the champ, who knows? But we could also be looking at a champion versus champion super fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, Jeremy Stevens, he's on his way to a title shot for sure. He's fucking stuff up. Eddie Alvarez versus Poirier. Yana, look at this card. This is a fucking free Fox card. Like,
I'm looking forward to this fight.
Alvarez, Poirier, Aldo, Stevens.
Poirier.
You said Alvarez finishes Poirier. Is that what you said?
No, I'm looking forward for this fight.
Yeah, this fight's gonna be a crazy. Who do you have winning the fight?
I go with Alvarez.
I think I might be leaning toward Poirier, but I'm not sure, man. It's gonna be a great fight. The first one was good. It was going back and forth before the controversial ending. But this entire card, though, low key, like,
Yo, look at Hernandez versus Mercier. That's gonna be a fight as well.
yes. Then you got, I mean, yeah, that's definitely, this might be my favorite fight. Well, aside, you can't actually, not over these two. These are my two favorite fights tonight. But I'm talking about on the like undercard. Like I forget this fight, Alexander Hernandez versus Olivier Albert Mercier. Alex Hernandez is coming off that win over Beneil Dariush, first round KO. Olivier Albert Mercier coming off a very impressive performance over Evan Dunham. He took that fight on short notice. Both of these guys just got into the top 15, and they're going to be fighting each other, man. It's going to be a great fight right here. But this whole card is stacked, though. You got Jordan Main versus Alex Morono, Randa Marcos versus Nina Ansarov. You got Kutaleva versus Antigulov down here. Like, all the way down the card, you got Alexis Davis versus Caitlin Chikugan, Cajun Johnson on the card versus Islam Makhachev, John McDessie, Ross Pearson, all the way down the card, Hakeem Dawodu, Austin Arnett, and even Dustin Ortiz versus Matthews Nicolau. Like, this entire card, I'm fucking with.
You know what? Let me put it to you, because we got two fighters in a similar situation. We got Aldo and Jan Jacek coming off of obviously title losses, 2 title losses to a new champion.
Fights,
so. Yeah, so out of the two of them, who do you think has the best chance of getting a belt back at any weight class out of the two of them? Because I think it's going to be hard for both of them.
That's a really good question. I would say Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and the way, because I see her path to the title, and I would say because, you know, styles make fights, and I think that's what's going on in the strawweight division. I'm really interested to see how Rose Namajunas would do against a Jessica Andrade.
Yes,
because Joanna Jędrzejczyk was able to beat her. So what if Jessica Andrade was able to beat Rose and then Joanna got another title fight? Because no one else has been able to beat Joanna. So I think Joanna might be able to reclaim her belt from somebody not named Rose. But Aldo, and as far as Aldo, he, you know, I don't know if he's coming back. You know what I'm saying? He's not beating everybody he's fighting. He still beat Frankie Edgar, which was pretty impressive actually after losing his belt. But I don't know. I don't know. His losses, I think, were also probably more decisive than Joanna's. People look at him a little different, you know, as far as he was knocked out 3 times. And also, you know, people talk about USADA, whatever the fuck. I don't know about that. But he was also knocked out 3 times. So the difference, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, I think she might be able to come back. He's only 31 years old, Jose Aldo. Holy shit, I didn't know that. He's still pretty young.
Yeah, he was in his prime, because people were talking about he's over the hill, but when he was on that run, nobody was talking about him losing a fight, let alone losing 3 by KO and 4. That's crazy. But for me, for him to get back to the title, I think it's going to be hard, because he matches up pretty bad with both Holloway and Ortega. But I think I can still see him beating Edgar again. I think he's going to beat Steven myself personally. And I think he still beats a lot of the division while he's still
That's going to be a good fight, yeah. Him versus Stevens for sure. So I mean, it would be interesting. Yeah, Jose Aldo. I would like to see Jose Aldo versus Brian Ortega, low-key. But yeah,
you know, I might say something a little controversial. Actually, you know what? Let me let Arpit talk first in it.
What do you think about Derek Lewis versus Francis?
Who? Derek Lewis versus Francis? Oh, fucking. I'm thinking.
Pull out 226. We need to have a look at this card.
If we just look at this card.
Fucking hell, man. Shit.
Like UFC 225 for sure. Right now is the best card of the year, but that's not going to be for long because this card is crazy. UFC 226. Boom, and we're the day after.
I got Francis
by
knockout.
Shit. Holy shit. That's where you need the soundbite. You got, I mean, the 2 title fights are fucking amazing. And then the rest of the card is like Knockout City, Slugfest City.
But then you got the real main event, which is obviously Ngannou versus. They should put that fight last. Let's be real, common. That's the real main. That's the people.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Yeah, this is the people's main event for sure. And yeah, that's why it was funny. Derek Lewis was saying something about pay-per-view points, and even though it doesn't make sense as a business, I get what he's saying, because there's a lot of people that really want to see this fight, probably more than the rest. This is a great fight, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. But as far as what I think about it, man, I'm rooting for Derek Lewis. I don't know why. I'm just a big fan of him more as a person. I like Francis Ngannou too. He's a cool dude, but I like, you know, Derek Lewis, the comedian, and all of that shit. So I'm kind of rooting for Derek Lewis with my heart, but my head is going with Francis Ngannou. I don't know if Derek Lewis is going to come in here and try and control Francis with his grappling, you know what I'm saying, and fight that fight. Or even if he can. And, hell, we don't know if Derek Lewis is cardio. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's got the cardio advantage. We don't know. So I think Francis Ngannou could very well come in here and get back, make everybody realize, hey, I'm not fucking chopped liver out here. Because that's how people started looking at him after the Stipe fight, like he was just completely exposed.
Well, we got a troll in there. It was just actually MMA crickets. What the fuck?
What?
Apparently, MMA crickets just joined the chat. And I don't know what's going on here.
Yo.
Oh, he joined the call. So what's this?
That's hilarious. What's up, man? Speak up. Speak up. This is, yeah, that's the laugh. What's up, homie? You like the live show? What's up, homie?
This is a defo troll, man.
Yeah, he might be playing his shit. No, because it might be him, man. Speak up, man. Put some bass in your fucking voice, homie. MMA Fast Topics. What up, homie? It's good to have you in the building, man. You been enjoying the shows? Oh, see, I heard the laugh. I heard the little laugh, man. Is that all you got? Don't back out now, homie. No, I really think that's him because in order to have a Patreon, you still have to kind of have a YouTube, but you just put your videos unlisted. So I think he still has this, and then I think my boy Bada Bing Bada Boom actually not too long ago showed this dude uploaded a video that was one of his. So it could be a troll, but it could be him. But he's in the motherfucking live chat, so all I'm saying is speak up if it's you. I mean,
yo, come out, man. Like, I don't remember him being ever so shy. Like, shit, you should come out.
Yeah, come on. Where's the? I heard it one time. Come on, bro. Speak up, man. No, but we're gonna talk about this card until he decides to put some bass in his voice and grab his nuts and speak up.
But you know what? Onto a point I was making earlier, in terms of overrated fighters, and don't get me wrong, I actually love Ortega. I think he's a sick guy, but I think he's actually a bit overrated. Now, let me actually break it down, because if you look at his fight against Edgar, it's a flawless performance. It was actually what he did on the feet actually surprised me, I'll be honest. But even before that, in all his fights, he was taking a lot of punishment, and I think that's part of his game where exactly, because I think a lot of his game is he tries to maybe snatch a submission, and he's the most dangerous fighter in the division in terms of he's got a really good finishing rate. He's not maybe the best puncher, the best at what he does, but then in terms of actually being a finisher, he's like the most dangerous you're gonna find. But in terms of when he comes to facing someone like Holloway, who's very good in the scrambles, very good in brawls, I don't see how he's gonna survive any longer than 3 rounds against someone like Holloway.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like, and that's why I picked Frankie Edgar versus Brian Ortega, because if you look at his fights, bro, like literally everyone, if I'm not mistaken, literally everybody. Thiago Tavares took him down 6 times, and the striking was pretty even. But guess what? Got knocked out in the 3rd round. In his fight versus Diego Brandao, outstruck him, took him down, submitted him. Right here, it was dead even. So knocked him out, though, in the 3rd round. Then when he fought Renato Moicano, pieced up, taken down, got the submission. He was fighting Cub Swanson, getting outstruck, but submitted him twice, low-key. He was fighting Frankie Edgar. If he didn't get that knockout, like literally, he's finishing everybody, but he's losing the fights. So it's like I see him losing the fight to Max Holloway as far as getting outstruck and all of that. But he could very well finish Max Holloway. That's the thing. He could get that neck. So that's what makes this fight crazy.
He's been outstruck in all of his fights, bar one against Tavares, where he was still being dominated, to be honest, if you look at it. Because, man, you have to give him his credit, because he's one of the best finishers literally in the entire UFC, where he only needs, let's say, 5 seconds to snatch onto something, and you're going to be tapping out straight away. But against Holloway, I think you need a lot more than that, because for me, I think Holloway is definitely future Hall of Fame material, and I could see him going up to even 155 and winning a belt there as well.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Max Holloway, for sure. Max Holloway is one of the – and see, that's why – in my head, I'm thinking this is Max Holloway's fight, but I'm like, yo, he's gonna have to be real careful to not get finished, because we know what Brian Ortega does. But like, I see Max Holloway being the better fighter here, like, but that clearly doesn't mean anything when you're fighting Brian Ortega.
Oh, for sure. But for me, that's a fight that definitely can't go 5 rounds. Because for me, I see Holloway has a lot of finishing ability, especially when it goes later on in like the 3rd or 4th round to finish him. But at the same time, Ortega, I think his only chance has to be just to somehow grab something in a scramble, or just somehow grab a hold of his neck. But otherwise, I don't see how we can beat Holloway.
Yeah, I agree. And this is one thing I'm noticing that people. Okay, go ahead, Arpit.
I think Max Holloway is a. I'm going with Max Holloway because he's a good fighter, and I think he's a better boxer than Ortega.
Yeah, but the
And
thing,
that's he's a complete fighter. You can say that.
yeah, and the thing of yeah, Max Holloway's a complete fighter. He's been fighting the best guys in the world, and he's usually not losing his fights. But what I was gonna bring up with Brian Ortega, and it's interesting because we just talked about how he's like usually losing his fights, right? As far as before he gets the finish. But think about this. Like, this doesn't get talked about because Brian Ortega, you know, he's actually a really good dude, too. Like, as far as he wins his fights, he finishes his fights. So that's what gets talked about. But he actually won his UFC debut, but it was overturned when he popped, you know, for banned substance. And he came out, and he was one of the few fighters that took it on the chin. He was like, yo, I fucked up. I was trying to get an advantage in my UFC debut. I apologized, and he ate the suspension. And now he's came back since then and kind of been losing the fights. So I wonder if that has to do with it, but he's been getting those finishes. So this is like a fucking USADA Cinderella story, low-key. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But he's got you can't count him out no matter what, because what the fuck he's been doing. Like, literally, these are high-level fighters. Even Clay Guida, but Renato Moicano, he's only lost one time. That was this fight. Cub Swanson's a high-level guy. Frankie Edgar's one of the best in the world. So this is very impressive stuff that he's doing.
I was surprised when he finished Edgar.
Yeah, I was too. I thought Frankie Edgar was going to come in here and not Yair him, but let everybody know, like, check me out. You know, he's been losing fights, and I'm the best.
Whoa, that's one uppercut. The hell of uppercut. That's one vicious uppercut from him. Boom.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. That was unexpected as well. He took that fight on short notice too. But yeah, we got Miocic, Cormier. Who do you guys got in the champion versus champion super fight? Man, I'm leaning towards Stipe. I don't know what it is.
Leaning, I'm in the Stipe camp for real. Like, Stipe for me is the heavyweight. At least, you know, with DC, you can at least give him the credit that he's gonna lose to both the goats of the light heavyweight and the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
But I don't see how he has a chance of beating Stipe because it's literally the worst possible matchup. It's someone who can wrestle, someone who's like 20 pounds bigger than him.
That's what I'm at
got the
too.
boxing, got the pedigree of being.
I was gonna say I'm having a hard time finding a way for Daniel Cormier to win this fight. Like, even convincing myself it's kind of going to be close. I just feel like Stipe is a bad matchup for DC. Like, I don't even think DC is just going to be able to out wrestle him like he might be able to do a heavyweight striker, right? If he was a heavyweight striker, I might even pick DC. But Stipe Miocic is one of the greatest, well-rounded.
Think about this. If Stipe win, what about Joe Jones versus Stipe?
What about who versus Stipe?
John Jones
versus Stipe.
Ooh. That would be a fight. Oh shit, yo, hey, Arpit's coming out of it. You know what? I don't know who I'd even pick in that fight. Shit, because for me, Jones, I don't know if anyone can dispute it. Jones is the GOAT for real. I mean, okay, PD's aside and all that bullshit. Yeah, for me, he's the GOAT, and going against Stipe, I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
Yeah, man. I think it depends. I think it depends on what USADA's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if John Jones can get past, like, clean John Jones, I still want to see him fight DC. But versus Stipe,
I think Joe Jones gonna get 1 or 2 years ban. I think suspension, maybe. Sorry.
Yeah, but he's already been up for about a year and a half, so I think the ban's almost finished. Because his last fight was in July. The ban would have been let's say it was a year. He's already going to be pretty much cleared by now. So, I think if he comes back, we're gonna obviously go on.
I think 1 year also. I think they're gonna give him a suspension for 1 year also, maybe.
Yeah,
in time to, let's say, fight. I don't know, by the end of this year. You can even fight by the summer if you really wanted to. But I mean, hopefully we see. You know what? I was thinking about who I'd want to see him back to fight against, because he won't fight against Stipe first fight, obviously. But I was thinking, what about he came back to fight Rumble if he stopped with his bodybuilder shit and actually wanted to step in the cage again?
Oh yeah, that would. I definitely still want to see that fight, Rumble versus John Jones, and like they could do it at heavyweight. What if they both came back at heavyweight? Woo! Both of the comeback fights at heavyweight, Rumble, Big Rumble versus John Jones. That would be dope. But I just realized I wanted to let some of the people in the chat know what happened earlier because I was screen sharing, so I don't know if they saw it. But yeah, I seen some people asking if that was MMA quick hits. No, low key, like the channel if you search in YouTube MMA Quick Hits, there's a channel and it's got his logo and like 500 subscribers or even less or something like that. But that guy actually did just join the hangout, and I don't know if he just like, you can also still find some of his old videos on someone else's channel. He could have just played him laughing, so I don't know if that was actually him, or I believe if you guys remember fucking Oscar, hashtag fuck Oscar from way back in the day, I believe one of those trolls made that name. So I never found out if that was actually him. It could be a troll, but that actual account did join the hangout and fucking played a little shitty laugh.
Coach, most live stream, somebody always use your like full-time toilet cleaner. Somebody also troll you there.
Yeah, the full-time toilet cleaner. Yeah, that's that Stewie guy. He's got multiple names. He's got Stewie Griffin, Watermelon and Chicken, full-time toilet cleaner. He's got 2 full-time toilet cleaners. He's got one of them was in here earlier that was saying squeak squeak.
One more thing, Megan Anderson team is watching Coach. Seriously.
I believe it. I believe it. Coach has got one of the, I think, the best. I don't even know any other ones. The best WMMA channel out there. Like, he's on it. I don't know anybody else that knows WMMA like Coach, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Watching him, and because Coach is a little harsh on Megan.
Coach don't play. Coach don't play, man.
I don't know why he because I think he's a little angry with Megan.
John Doe said, my receipt when I sent you 30 says MMA Quick Hits. That's still you, right? I'm not sure. I think whenever I first made my PayPal, I made it as MMA Quick Hits 2. So, I mean, it might be. I don't know if it changed the name. I know I changed the name on my end to say Full-Time MMA, but I'm not sure. You know what? I have to see what your name is. You'd have to give me your name, and I'd see if I got the donation. I know I did get a $30 donation like 5 days ago, or so that might have been yours, and it might be why it says that. But yeah, hopefully, because fuck that nigga. But Jacob De La Cruz says Jones TKO by eye pokes. You think that's how he beat Stipe? Given your name says Stipe via first round KO. 30 from Chris Bliss. I can check that out real quick.
You know, one thing I'll say about the fight is people saying that obviously Jones can't knock out Stipe, but Stipe can knock out Jones. Now, what I'd say is Jones actually has a chin because he's taken punches from the likes of obviously, let's say DC, for instance. He took a lot of heavy bombs in that second fight. So I don't know. Yeah. I can see him getting a decision against Stipe because I think he's the better kickboxer, you could say. I think if he gets into boxing range, like a lot of close engagement, then he's going to be in a lot of trouble. But as long as he can get straight from kickboxing range into the clinch, maybe get a couple of takedowns, then I don't know. I think I can see Jones winning.
Is this fuck now? Is he back? Or is he playing the video?
Damn, what can I say?
He's back. He's back.
I think he's just playing the video.
Yeah, which is a bit, man. I have respect. Imagine
he
I have
must
respect
be
for
playing the video.
Wow, man. Get the.
All right, so I'm gonna screen share this so they can see. This scrub actually joined. Oh, damn, what can I say? I don't know if that's actually him, though, or if he's just playing a video that you can find on YouTube. We'll see, though. But, yeah, I think it's just a troll. This might actually be Oscar. Hell, it could be Stewie for all we know. Yeah, say it with your chest, motherfucker. Grab your nuts. I'm taking everything you worked for, motherfucker. Where you at, homie? All right, I don't think that's him, because why would he come in here and say, oh, man, what can I say? And then not say anything else. So clearly that's a fake MMA Quick Hits. So with that being said, man, if you don't speak up, I'm just going to block you from the chat because, you know what I'm saying? You're just in here. You're wasting time. I'm trying to speak to your actual father over here. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, we'll see what else he says. If he says anything else, might just have to eject him from the chat.
I'm in an MC head, homie. For real, this troll, man.
Yeah. Clown shoes. Got on his clown shoes. But it is what it is. So what do you guys think about Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis? We talked about these 3 fights. What do you guys think about Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis? Because that's probably the only fight that's not going to end in knockout out of the rest of the fights. All of these rest of the fights are literally probably going to end in knockout, 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 knockout.
Oh, all of them for sure. I mean, as long as Case is done with the lawsuits and his eyes okay, I see him beating. I think Pettis is over the hill now, like for real, because his last few performances, especially the Poirier one, that one told me like spoke volumes to me, because if you're getting finished, it's one thing, but then if you're literally quitting in a fight, I know it was a brutal fight against Poirier, but if you're
Yeah, I
literally
think he said he had like a
verbally
rib
tapping,
injury
and then
too.
that's I
But
know,
yeah,
but I've seen fight. I mean, for me, I'm not a fighter. We're not fighters
yeah,
here,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
but
No, but yeah,
fighters,
there's fighters.
they fight through anything. Like I know Kamaru Usman's fought through injury. Everyone's fought through injuries. You can think of a lot of people who's fought through injuries.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
from
Not
time when
David
someone
Rickles
gets
though.
in, yeah. Oh, okay, that's true. But I mean, I don't think anyone.
I'm
I mean,
just
who
kidding,
wants to
but
stay
yeah.
in there with No, but come on, he wants to stay in there with MVP when he's just trolling you, hitting you with some flipping Dragon Ball Z memes. You know what I mean? But nah, for real, for real. If someone's mounting you and then you just verbally tap like that, I think that says a lot about you. So for real, I think Chiesa could easily break him. And yeah, I think we're seeing the end of Pettis here for real.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight for sure. I mean, Chiesa, has he fought since his Kevin Lee fight? I don't know if he has.
Nah, he hasn't. He's been out for a
That was
minute.
back. Oh wow, yeah, that was about a year ago. Interesting. That was a submission loss. I'm surprised he hasn't been back since then. He was, of course, supposed to fight at UFC 223 before Conor McGregor rudely attacked the bus with a dolly. But other than that, yeah, man, interesting to see what happens in this fight. Before the Kevin Lee loss, he was submitting guys. I mean, I don't know if he's going to necessarily, be able to make Anthony Pettis quit, as far as like with heavy striking, like a Dustin Poirier or somebody else that's really going to, really beat your ass, because Michael Chiesa is more known for his grappling. So maybe he gets a decision or a submission over Pettis, but I actually think this might be a better fight than, I don't think Pettis, even if Pettis might have been over the hill, if you say, or whatever, I think this is still a good fight for him, because when you're over the hill, you probably don't want to fight a fucking killer like a Dustin Poirier, right? They might be able to break you. But I don't know if Michael Chiesa is going to really come in here, just swinging that heat at him like that. It's probably going to be – I don't think Anthony Pettis would quit in a grappling match, you know what I'm saying, the same way you might
I hear you.
Dog fight.
I hear you, but it wasn't the first time with Poirier, because I even had these questions in the Holloway fight where, again, he literally just cowered away in the corner. And I'm saying it's almost like I'm a fighter. I'm not a fighter. If I'm fighting Holloway, I'll probably be quitting first round as well. You know what I mean? But in that fight, he literally did like cower away in the corner, and he was getting pieced up. So for me, I don't know, man. I feel like he's mentally over the hill, and physically, I don't think he's obviously where he was when he was fighting obviously Benton Henderson, the likes of obviously even Cerrone back in the day. So for me, I feel like he's just a bit past where he is, like where he needs to be able to beat fighters like Chiesa and whatnot in the division. But yeah, wait, is this yo full time? Can you hear me? Or did I just meet full time by accident? Or yo, can you hear me? Yo, what's the stream saying? Yo, wait, yo, is it me on the end of this chat? What's going on? Oh shit, the troll got flipping full time. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm the host now. Yo, I don't know what's going on, but fuck it. I'm gonna just answer some questions still. I'm gonna hold it down. I gotta hold it down for the boys. So, yo, you lot leave me some questions in the chat. Shit. Yo, it's my show now. Yeah, you're right, MMA addict. Yo, I'm taking over, fam. I'm taking over. Shit. Yo, what you lot saying in the chat? Shout me out, Jacob De La Cruz. Yeah, I'll shout you out. Yeah, I'll shout you out. Yo, everyone drop a like while you're at it. It's still 25 likes, 34 people watching. Yeah, drop a like. Still, drop a like. Yeah, Shirak Sports 23. Romero miss away. Hold up. No, let's check. Let me quickly check, because if he missed weight, ask Pete. Yo, for real, did Full Time actually get beat up by this troll? Like, for real? Shit. Fuck, I don't even know. But yeah, let me check. Did he actually miss weight? Let me actually check for real. I need to know myself. Let's see. If I just type in UFC, it will come up. Okay, so next is coming up. UFC Romero. Let's see. Misses weight at first attempt. I don't know if he's actually completely missed weight. What are you not saying in the chat? Did he actually miss weight? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What happens next for DC if he loses? If he loses, he'll probably go back down. For me, yeah, Arpit, jump back in, bro. Why you shouting fucking this in the chat, man? Come in, flipping in the call. But yeah, if DC loses, for me, I think he goes back down to light heavyweight and has one more title defense. He's probably looking to fight Jones, but I don't see that fight happening again. So probably just end up fighting Gustafsson after Gustafsson wins his next fight, which I believe is on 227. But yeah. Yeah, what else are you not saying in the chat?
Yo, can you hear me?
Miss Weight. Just watched it live, bro. You miss Weight. Okay. Someone's joined the call. Yo.
Can
Yo.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Given surname. Yo, what's good, bro? What's good, bro? I see you in the chat.
Yo, what up, man?
Yo, we have to hold it down, man. Shit, full time did. I think the troll got him still.
Yeah.
Yo, he's having to do his thing.
Yeah, his shit must have froze or something.
Yeah, for real.
Did you
Yo,
see,
everyone's
Romero officially missed weight, I guess.
Officially, is that for real? I've been looking for it, but I couldn't find anything on the site. Did he actually miss?
Yeah, I think he missed his final shot.
Oh damn! So that means they're gonna probably be talking with the team and saying they're gonna obviously let the fight go on. I mean, I think the fight's still gonna go on regardless, but damn, I mean that means he can't win the title again, which is gonna be obviously a shame. But let me look for this. I know MMA SPM will be on this shit. They'll definitely be on this shit.
Who is this? MMA quick. Hey man, speak something.
Hey, can we
quick.
that?
Whoever you. Yeah, it's me, Arpit.
Yeah, damn, I think it looks official. He actually missed weight. Shit. Man, that's fucked.
Oh,
that's
shit.
fucked. That's fucked.
He missed it?
Yeah, he missed weight.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, fuck.
You know what the crazy thing would be? Now imagine he beats Whitaker.
Yeah, this is unacceptable. The fighter like them should be, what to say? They always messed up the card.
For real. You know what the crazy thing is? He had 2 hours to cut the 1 pound. Now, obviously, I'm no fighter, but for me, 1 pound, I don't know if he was, because he missed the one against Rocker, which I give him an allowance for, because obviously it was a late notice. But for him to miss this, especially with a 2 hour allowance, just to cut off 1 extra 1 pound, I think that says a lot. Maybe the rumors have been going out to fight DC aren't that far fetched. Because for me, if he loses this fight, I don't see how he's going to stay at this division.
Yeah. Oh man, how can he miss the weight? The whole this fight is this fight is off or still on?
I mean, it's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure the fight's still gonna be on. Because again, I don't think Whitaker's gonna fly all the way to Chicago from Australia just to take a paycheck, or not even take a paycheck, and obviously have the fight not go ahead. So I think he'll take the fight. Romero will probably get like a 30% cut, maybe even 50% cut, because he's missing a title fight here. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see.
How can he miss the weight?
Where
is him full-time MMA?
By point.
I don't know. The troll got him, man. The troll got him.